Were you guys ever interested in something as a kid? Something like cars, trains, maybe boats? Well, something I was interested in was planes. I liked how they worked, and I thought maybe I could fly one of those someday. Well, I never got to fly a plane. I haven't yet, but the closest I've gotten is carving a wooden one, and that's one of the first things I've carved, and that's what I'm going to be showing you today. There are many benefits to carving a plane, but before we get there, I'm going to start chipping away at the steps and materials you guys are going to need. So let's dive on in and put our aprons on as we begin to talk about the materials we'll need for this project. One of the first materials you're going to need is a straight gouge, and I have mine, and it's plastic case right here to make sure it doesn't get damaged on the way here. It wouldn't get damaged on the way here. Second thing you're going to need is a glove. This is a protective glove, a mechanic's glove from Menards. It has leather on the sides and the fingertips, so as I'm carving, the leather protects me and doesn't get cut. You'll notice I have some cuts right here, like on the palms, which there isn't leather. I have gotten cut there before. Then I have a soap rock and a leather satchel. There's many different sides, such as for the U gouge and for the V gouge, but mostly we're going to be using this side right here for our straight gouge. And finally, an apron with a big pocket to catch all of our chips in. And this wasn't on there, but it's highly recommended. It's a wire brush with bristles on it so you can get all the burrs off your project. Now let's talk about the steps. As we chip away, let's talk about step 1. You're going to want to outline about 1/4 to a 1/3 inch around your plane and just get as much as you possibly can, but leave a little wiggle room for error. If you mess up, that's okay. You can always make a modification, but just make sure that you keep that 1/4 to 1/3 minimum. Step 2, you're going to want to create a stop cut on the right or left wing. And then as you create that stop cut, you're going to want to start carving towards you. So this way it creates more of a downward spout, as you'll see, such as on this plane or one of my other beginning planes. Then you just simply carve that in the bottom plane. As you carve the bottom part of the plane, you want to carve again towards the plane, so it creates more of that downspout and creates more of a triangular shape. Step 4, you're going to do the same to the right or left side, depending on which side you started on. And then step 5, you're going to carve out the window, which is going to be right here. And then step 6, you're going to carve out the back wings. As you'll notice, they're right here. You can carve out this side and this side, but you really want to leave that 1/3 to 1/4 minimum. Step 7 has 2 parts to it. You're going to want to round over the part that you just cut out, because as you'll notice, we just cut out the back wings right here and here. So now we have to round over this piece we have here. So as we round it over, we want to keep it perpendicular all the way around to make sure it looks like an actual tail of a plane. And then for the second part of step 7, we're going to want to carve out the pilot's seat. Then step 8, we're going to want to round the front over. This part, you're going to want to take your straight gouge and go at it from the front, but be careful you don't take off the wings or damage the front of the plane. And finally, the last step, step 9, is to sign your name and let people know that you made this. Now, most of these planes I've made as toys for my siblings or little Christmas presents, but you can really make these into anything. I've tried making one, such as this one right here, into a diorama, and I'm trying to convert it into a B-51 bomber, just as something as a little gag gift. Now, as we jump into the positive benefits as this helps society, let's refer to one of our sources, TNF Online. They were talking about a study in which wood carving benefited, in which they took the results from Simon Fraser University, in which they saw the benefits of wood carving and how it helped the human mind and the physical benefits. And they said overall, it helped people physically and mentally, as it was more exhilarating and left them with feelings of bliss and joyfulness. According from that actual study from Simon Fraser University, words like satisfaction, enjoyment, contentment, and happy were all used to describe something as wood carving, and people that wood carved or joined clubs were left with contentment and happiness up to about a day and a half afterwards. Now, these can be compared to activities such as reading or even fishing, but wood carving is probably one of the better hobbies out there, as art in general just leaves people with feelings of bliss and joyfulness, and it really just helps open up the mind to new experiences and creates a more creative atmosphere. Now, as we carved today and chipped out our plane, let's talk about how we flew around and talked about the materials needed, the steps, and the benefits of carving. I hope you all enjoyed today and learned a thing or two. And I hope you, when you get home, you hop on your bandsaw and carve something out. Thank you.